Alright, y'all, we have a new Pro Tour champion in Christoffer Larsen playing Demir Excruciator. This deck primarily focuses on the combo to get the Excruciator out, either by just hard casting it or with resurrecting it with Superior Spider-Man from the graveyard. And the main idea here is that you then exile both libraries down to 6 cards, and then you attack with the Restless Reef to mill your opponent for 4, or you can have them force them to draw 3 cards with the Insatiable Avarice, and basically you run them out of cards, and then you pass the turn and you win. He was playing in the finals against Tony Portolon, who was playing a really cool brand new deck, Teamer Harmonizer. I had seen this on day 1 or 2 of the Pro Tour and looked it up and could barely even find any information on the deck other than the deck list here. It focuses on a really cool combo of the Mightform Harmonizer from Edge of Eternities, which is whenever a land you control enters, double the power of target creature until end of turn. It also has Warp for 3, which is really important. You have the Ice Till Explorer, which helps you find your lands, and you can play lands from the graveyard, so you can basically if you hit something like a Fabled Passage, you can then do potentially 4 land triggers in a turn, doubling the power each time. And then you have a couple ways to give your creature trample, which would be Earthbender's Ascension. Once you've hit 4 counters, it gives +1/+1 in trample for each landfall. And then you also have, here's what really makes it a nasty combo, is the Full Bore. 1 red mana instant from Edge of Eternities. Target creature you control gets +3/+2 until end of turn. If that creature was cast for its warp cost, it also gains trample and haste. So potentially you could warp in your Mightform Harmonizer for 3 mana, 1 mana for Full Bore, becomes a 7/6 trample, and then you drop your Fabled Passage and give it basically double the power to 14, double it again to 28. Now you have a haste 28 trample. So really cool combo deck. Really enjoyed the fact that the standard meta was so diverse during this Pro Tour. You had a ton of different Badger Mold decks. You had control decks. Jeskai Control was in, I think, got like 3rd or 4th place. And yeah, Christoffer Larsen took it down. But the reason I wanted to make this video is there was actually a blunder in Game 4 of the finals made by our champion Christoffer Larsen, and I wanted to go over that with you guys. I could not believe it when it happened. I was shocked, and I think basically Christoffer thought he had the game wrapped up, and he left some meat on the bone there. He left just the tiniest little window, and you cannot do that against Teamer Harmonizer. This deck is designed for a one-shot kill. That is all this deck's trying to do. There is nothing else in this deck. You'd basically almost never even play a creature until you're ready to go for a one-shot kill, other than the Ice Till Explorer to get some lands and some landfall triggers and stuff. But this deck mostly has control spells in order to set up its combo, and then once it hits its combo, it's just game over. So let's go ahead and take a look here. We have got
make it so that the Doomsday Excruciator ends up
Christoffer Larsen. He's just dropping that Doomsday Excruciator.
Is going to hit the battlefield here for Larsen. That means that our libraries are only going to be 6 cards now.
So each player exiles the entire library except for the bottom 6 cards. The reason that this is so strong is now your opponent has a very narrow window to end the game, and as you can see in Christoffer Larsen's hand, he's got Deceit and Insatiable Avarice. Insatiable Avarice is the combo piece to make them draw 3 cards, thereby almost just ending the game, especially with Tony having Ice Till Explorer on the battlefield, if he drops a land, which is part of his combo, he'll mill a card. So he's basically, at this point, he's drawn for turn, so he's down to 5 cards. So if he starts doing landfall triggers, he is going to basically mill himself out.
Okay, and he passes.
Tony just basically uses Bossing Say to add 2 more counters to his already earthbent land. And of course, the luck of Christopher Larsen. He just drew the Reef, which is another one of his combo pieces. So he now has 2 ways to mill out his opponent and win the game.
Right. Presumably you want to lead with,
Here it is. Did you see it? Did you see the blunder? He just passed the turn. Did not cast a spell. He's got, 7 mana available. He has a Duress in hand. He has a Deceit in hand. He has the Insatiable Avarice, so he could basically force his opponent to draw 3 cards. He could then hit the Duress and find if he's got any combo pieces or anything. If he does, he could also evoke the Deceit, thereby stripping a card, key combo piece out of his hand. He chooses to do nothing. And when I couldn't believe he passed the turn when I was watching this live, because, it's Steamer Harmonizer. If he draws the right card, he could just blow you up in 1 turn. So, that's crazy. I think what was going through his head must have been that the game was over and he had no way of losing. So my guess is he was saving the Deceit and the Duress and the Insatiable Avarice for the next turn and just saying, hey, if I get to untap next turn, I've got protection for my Avarice. I can mill him out. I can attack with the Reef, and the game is 100% over. But he's leaving a window.
You know what I mean?
He is leaving a window. So, and just so you know, so this is game 4. Christopher Larsen's leading 2-1. If he wins this game, it's over, and he's the Pro Tour champion.
And Christopher Larsen has 2.
All right, let me skip ahead just a little bit. Okay, so this is Tony's turn.
Are there enough land triggers that can make this work?
Oh, God.
All right, here we go.
Says, are you kidding me?
Okay. Is there even a
Warps
land?
in the
Is there a
Harmonizer.
basic land even in Tony's deck left? We don't even know.
That's
right?
true. That's a good point.
Landfall trigger.
And mill.
Okay.
Our last one was the mill.
Ice Till Explorer will probably
So he is
trigger
targeting
last.
the starting town. He does not have the full board to target the Mightform Harmonizer itself, giving it haste. You could look at the look on the face of Christopher Larsen.
I thought I had this.
He's like, please.
Oh, goodness.
There's a mill trigger, right? Yep, I didn't resolve it again.
Okay, 4 cards in library. He's going to mill a card off of Ice Till Explorer's landfall trigger. He's milling a Spider Sense.
And this is
Drops another Fabled Passage. Another landfall trigger.
Okay,
So
but
the starting town that was earthbent
are the last
at the
2
beginning of
cards
this turn, it
basic
had 4 counters
Would that
on it.
work?
It is now a
But he needs to get both
16-4.
creatures out of the way, right?
Well, no, with the Artbender Ascension, when it gets to the 4th counter, it
He's
gives-
now using Bossing
it
Say
gives creatures trample.
to earthbend
Okay.
Holy shit, that was not
the Fabled Passage.
Chris Larsen might think there might be a way he could lose this game here.
The important thing is, by earthbending the Fabled Passage, if he sacrifices it, it will basically
Right?
go
Oh my gosh, that's
back
16, that's 32 trample damage.
and have
Oh, look, there is a
another
land. There needs to be a
landfall
land.
trigger.
There has to be a land, though?
There's no basic.
He mills it.
Can you get a land?
Boom.
Oh, the
4
Fabled
counters on
Passage comes
Earthbender's
back, of
Ascension.
course.
He can now put
He
a
sacrificed the
1/1
Fabled
counter
Passage.
He's
and a
seriously putting
trample
another
counter,
32 trample
making it
here?
a
No
33 power trampler.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, Christopher Larsen does not get to untap. He had 7 untapped mana, a Duress, and a Deceit, and the Insatiable Avarice. Good lord, he had everything he needed to win that game and seal the deal. The good news for Larsen is that he will come back to win the next game.
No, it's
There it is!
Christoffer Larsen
He
wins.
wins. Oh, goodness. He wins Game 5, taking it down. Congratulations to Christoffer Larsen. You know, it would have been so bad if that blunder had cost him the title. I mean, good lord. Alright, thank you for watching Grand Lotus MTG, folks. Have a good day.